Hey, did you ever make jewelry out of old silver-plated flatware? A lot of people do that. It's been done for a long time. You can saw it in half and you can use one part for this and another part for that. It's so fun to get out in the antiques marketplace and find a box full of old silverware. Maybe you have some of grandma's or whatever. But the problem I'm finding with working with that sort of repurposed material is that it takes a lot of time to get out your jeweler saw and saw it apart. At least it does for me. And then of course then you need to bend the handle or manipulate it somehow without damaging the finish. To turn the handle of a spoon to make a pendant out of a spoon, you need kind of a vice grips. I've noticed, I think there are some YouTube videos. There are some tools out there that people have devised, like a jig of some kind, to bend the handle. But the fact is, they're quite expensive. So it kind of destroys the economy of using the repurposed material. I still love doing it. In fact, I have one right in front of me. I think the last video we even worked on it a little bit. This really pretty pendant that I made. I don't have a looped handle on it. I just sawed it off down and then filed it. And then I did wire on it. And I love it. And I also have one that I wear to work probably 5 days out of 7. I love them. But recently I found a component that you can use that is a spoon that's made from brass. And it's really quite sturdy. Looks like this. Actually, I have them in raw brass, but I've spray painted this one white. And you can cut this with a metal shears like we carry at bsuboutiques.com. It's so easy. You can make stuff out of it so fast. And in the raw brass, you could take it and torch patina it if you want. You can spray paint it like I did. You can paint it with acrylics and go over it with, you know, a topping, alcohol inks, whatever you like. It would also be really great to decorate with the new ice enamels and different things like that. But anyway, before I keep talking, let's stop right here, and I'm going to have you come over this way and show you what I've done this morning with this finding. You're going to love it. Okay, so for this video, tool-wise, for this project, you're going to need a flush cutters. These are the metal shears from our website. There's just none better. They're so easy to use. You need some files. I have this great big old fat Stanley one. It's kind of in bad shape. It still works pretty good. And I have a little one, little pedophile. I have a chain nose pliers, and you're going to need something to turn that's round like a bell making pliers. We carry all this stuff at bsuboutiques.com. And then a simple nail reliefing block like you can get at the drugstore, the dollar store, one of these, if you're going to paint it or distress it in any way. And some E6000 glue to add the embellishments. So this is basically what I've done. As you can see there, this is the one that I was talking about earlier that's done from a real piece of old flatware. And I've just cut it off. You can see here how I cut it, right here. Drilled through it. I've even signed it and dated it. And then I embellished it, and then I just added wire at the top. You can see I did the spiral and stuff. And this is lovely. I'm sure someone's probably going to buy it. I have one I like for myself. If they don't buy it, I'll wear it because I like it. But anyway, this is great, and this is what you can do with your silver-plated flatware. But I'm not going to show you here because I'll tell you what. I'm not an ace with a jeweler's saw. I can do it, but I'm not doing it on camera. I'm not drilling on camera. You guys, you know how to do that stuff. Or there's other videos for that. But that's how I do this. That sounded clumsy, didn't it? Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Here we go. Here's what I did with my finding. You recognize this piece? My beautiful pendant? And do you recognize this pendant that I'm about to collage and make? Well, I made it from this. This was raw brass. I simply spray painted it white, and then I distressed it with this. Nothing to it. I'm going to show you how. Here's one I made a couple weeks ago out of a plated spoon, which I have no more of the plated ones right now. But you know what? I always say you're great with raw, because raw brass or unplated brass, you can make it any color that you want. So don't worry about it, because you're going to do your own thing to it. But this is kind of handsome how this came out, actually. It's a beering that I simply glued to that. And if a guy wanted to buy it, I'd just take this little girly dangle off of it. And then you'd have a cool chain. This old gold-plated box chain. Anyway, okay, let me get on with it. Before I cut one, I'm going to take one that I did not distress yet, which is this. I want to cut this here, okay? But before I do it, I'm going to take my reliefing block and distress this white matte paint. Spray paint, that's all as it was. Took it outside. We're in Ohio. Today, it's kind of warm for December. It's, what is it, Javi? 40, 45, something like that? Yeah. See, it's just like I'm doing my nails. That's all. And it's raising that brass back up. And I'll go around the edge of the bowl and bring that golden brass back up. Don't really want to do much on the back of it. Just the front where the ornamentation is. And then I get my highs and lows. Okay? Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this project, but what you would do is before you would collage the bowl of this or mount a stone into this or put it in, you take it outside and you would spray paint it with matte spray lacquer, clear matte spray lacquer to seal it. You have to do that, okay? We're not going to do it on this one for lack of time, but I would just say that would be the next step, probably now, or you could do it after you cut it. That would work too. But I'm going to show you how to cut it. Very, very simple. I take my flush cutters and I'm just going to kind of mark it here. I want to cut it, let's see, how did I do this one? Okay, here. I'm going to cut it right here, right behind this line. So I'm going to mark it with the cutters, just kind of like this. Not too hard, you don't want to ruin your cutters. Don't try to cut it with these, they're not strong enough. Okay, and now I'm going to take these shears. I think they're $14.95 on our website and one of the best tool investments you're ever going to make. And I'm going to go right through it. That's it. No jeweler's saw. Okay, now you have to file this. And of course we know with good filing you go one way. So I'm going to use my big old file and get this as soft as I can. Of course that doesn't sound too good, does it? Is it setting your teeth on edge? Mine a little bit. So I may pry this up later and get it filed a little bit better. Ooh, that's miserable sounding. Another way that you can soften an edge like this is with steel wool. Do you know that? Fine steel wool is another way to go. But this is kind of thicker, so a file is probably better. And for those of you who have better filing technique, I'm happy for you. You can kindly share it with me if you'd like. I'm all ears. I don't file a lot, don't have to much. But that's good enough. It's nice and soft, by the way. Okay, now mainly what you sometimes you'll get this little hook here with the scissors. So you want to get that off. Oh, that's miserable. Okay, I'm stopping. That's just assault. Assault on viewers. Okay. Let's just pretend that's filed. Okay, I can't help myself. OCD. Okay, whatever. Alright, so That's filed. Let's just say that's filed. Okay. So to make the bail, very, very simple. I need bail making pliers. And I'm going to take this with the smaller side here, and I'm going to get it at the end. Can you see what I'm doing? At the end. And I'm going to start turning it gently. This is oh so easy compared to real silver plated flatware. Oh my goodness. I just can't hardly do it. I don't have the strength. Very gently though. You don't want to mar the finish. Although you could always repaint it. No biggie. Just very gently. And you want to get it nice and straight too. Can you see how nice and straight I'm getting that? Okay. I'm going to come back this way and keep moving it. Now I'm ready to take that out, and I'm going to finish it with my chain nose and just bend it in. You want that bent in as far as you can get it, because of course your chain's going to go through here and you don't want it to slip out, okay? So I got that a little crooked. I'm going to pull it back a little bit, push it down. I'll fix that up a little bit more later. I'd like that to be a little bit more flush, but you can see the point, and you can see how simple that was. I'm going to do it again on this one, okay? So this one here, I'm going to go again from the very end, you see, and I'm going to start wrapping. And again, we have these bail making pliers on our website. I think we have them in a couple of sizes. These are the big ones, and that's what you need, is the big ones, okay? So, and you know, if you didn't want your bail to be this big, you could just cut it off up higher, you know, you do it however you like. I'm going to turn around this way and let you see what I'm doing. You see? It's really so easy. Okay, take that out. I did mark it a little bit. You could take and put a little bit more paint in there if you wanted. Or if you want to accent it with a little bit of Gilter's paste like I did on these. That's how I got that pretty soft blue over top. Is first it was spray painted white like this, and then I took some Gilder's paste and I put a drop of paint thinner on the Gilder's paste to make it more fluid, to make like a paint out of it. We've discussed this in other videos. If you want to go back to the Gilder's paste videos, everything about how to do it is there. And then I just brush it over. It took 5 minutes to dry. I let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then I matte spray lacquered it. So that's how I did that, got that on there. And I just love that look. It's kind of shabby chic. Okay, so I'm going to finish getting this bent all the way as flush as I can. And then I might try and bring this forward just a little bit because I think it looks better. And like I say, you mark it up, just take some white Gilder's paste and go over where you marked it up, and you're good to go. Okay. And that's pretty much all there is to cutting it and manipulating it. I mean, how easy does it get? I have them like this one with the shell-shaped spoon. I have this style. Again, these are all, I have them spray painted and prepped, but they're raw brass to begin with. Raw brass. This is raw brass. This is what raw brass looks like. Yellow. Okay? They look like this before I spray painted it. Should have brought a raw one down. I did. Again, this is super simple to cut. I'm just going to do one just to show you. I'm going to cut it, about in the middle. I'm not even going to mark this one. Don't need to. It's so thin. Move my finger back a little bit. That might be smart. Just goes right through. File it and turn it. And there you go. You got it. Or if it's too long for you, you know, turn it, cut a little bit more off. It's just so simple. Here's another one. It's got a nice little mount there you could use. This one has a cool mount. These are made like the old souvenir type spoons. In fact, this one, I even drilled this because when I cut this off, I'm going to put something here and then maybe hang a little pearl for my pendant. So out of every spoon, you get 2 pendants. But there's other stuff you could do with it too. You could like cut it off here and then bend it. Maybe do 2 of them. Drill them. And you could end up making a bracelet out of it. You've seen stuff done like that. Why couldn't you do it? You could, yeah, just cut it off here. Drill it here. Bend it. Put it over the top here. Just bend it right now. See what it looks like. Now we've learned how to bend and manipulate stuff like this. This is not hard for us. I'd have to take something a little stronger and bend this to end a little bit. I would not bend this after I put something in here. Put something in here after you bend it, or else it might pop off or crack, whatever. I mean, there's just so many ways to go with this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's so easy. So one last thing I want to show you. Oh, and this little one too. We have the little one too, in case you want to make little ones. You could flatten this. I think in the new Bell Armor jewelry, there's someone making jewelry out of the old spoons and flattening it. That takes a lot of banging to flatten an old spoon. You gotta get your torch out and get it hot and bang it and bang. This is simple. This is very, very easy to do. Very simple to go through this. These are, I think they're like $1 on the website, this piece. These are like $2.95. These are like $2.95. So yeah, you could go out and buy the silverware, and it'd probably be a little cheaper than that. Maybe not. Depends on what you're buying. But it's going to take you so long to saw through it and do all this stuff. And you have so many more options with a piece of raw brass and the colors and all that kind of stuff. Although later we will have them in brass ox and silverware, so you'll have something that's going to look like a silver spoon too later. Or you can make it silver with silver gilder's paste or silver paints, or whatever you want to do. Anyway, let's see what our options are to make this into a pretty pendant. Okay, now we could go big. We have this stamping, which is found in the flower petals section at bsuboutiques.com. We could glue that in there if you like. Then we have this nice rose, which was raw brass. The number is FIG 03742 at bsuboutiques.com. And then I spray painted that, and then I added a little bit of the patina colored gilder's paste, and then I put a little bead in the middle to finish it. So I could glue that together and have a really cool flower power pendant out of a spoon if I wanted. But another option would be to put this beautiful little sprig here. We have a number of them. This one in the raw brass is FIG 04150 at bsuboutiques. So I could put that in there and then add that. But then I'd have to take my little flat backs and put in the little depressions there, but that would be so pretty. Let's see. What did I do with my needle nose? Where are they? Here they are. I've showed you how to do this in other videos too. This is, and you may have even better ways. You might use a dop stick or something, but just lay that in there. It's a little bit of glue. I don't have the right glue out here. You really should use, when setting stones with foil backs, you can get away with E6000 on the little ones, but in time they could go dull. So the best thing is hypotube cement, which is runny and messy, but it will never make a foil back stone go bad. So for gluing dissimilar materials, metal to metal, use E6000. For gluing stones into mounts and on your jewelry, there's times you can get away with E6000, especially if you're doing like pearls and stuff. That's not going to matter. Little stones would probably be okay. Better to use hypotube cement. But this would make such a pretty pendant, don't you think? Or here's another option. Let's take this ceramic flower and put in there. I like that. That would be FLOW 06325, which is a pink ceramic flower. It's about 26 millimeters, something like that. You could do that, and that would be beautiful. I have some in the shop made like this. Another thing you could do is go with some repurposed material, like we did on the keys the other week. How about that? An old crystal earring. Very pretty. Or maybe you could put the old crystal earring there. That's really pretty too. Or you could take a ceramic flower and put it there. That's pretty. This is a beautiful Lampwork check stone. This is made by hand, like Lampwork beads. It is STN 105, and I think we have 12 or 15 of them left at the site, and I think we have some in another color too. But these are gorgeous. That, all you do is just glue it in. Good to go. But that's how simple it is. And the rest of it, my darling dears, is up to you. If you want to, I've got a beering here. Chill. I need to chill. I had too much coffee again today. I could glue that on there. And add a chain, make it into a pendant for a guy. Anyhow, that gives you some ideas today. And I just wanted to mention to you too, another way that you can seal this stuff is, say, you know, you wanted to cut it and collage it, and I say, oh, whoops, I didn't spray paint it. You can use this product to seal it. Allergy Jewelry Shield. I use this sometimes as a lacquer. Oh, that's our fax. Someone's trying to fax me. Sorry, guys. We took the phone off the hook. The chain I use is this. It's chain 05540. This is our satin matte gold, in case you wanted to know. And one last thing I wanted to tell you. I've mentioned this before. These are Susan Leonard Casimir's Ice Enamels brushes. These go with the ice enamels that we talked about a few times. I go through these brushes a lot because they are just perfect to get in little cracks and stuff. And you get like a whole bunch. I've used a bunch out of this already. And you get a whole bunch of them for like $2.25 or something like that. And it goes along with her Ice Enamels line. And I'm thinking, boy, Ice Enamels in the bowl of this with some resin over and some pretty things in there. Woohoo! That would be some gorgeous stuff. So if some of you are into doing the Ice Enamels, why, they would be great on this spray painted brass. But anyway, I hope this gives you some ideas. And of course, you could translate these ideas the same to silver, plated flatware that you've found. But this is just a time saver. It's low cost. Time is money too, guys. And another thing sometimes that artists don't think about, I have to think about it though, is tendinitis. I get tendinitis in my right arm so easy from having to work tools too hard. Now I know there's good tool technique and all that helps to save your arm, and you want to do that. But I'm no spring chicken, and I have fibromyalgia and other muscle issues, and I just have to watch more than most people. So $15 shears, which is going to last you a long time. I don't even know how long I've had these, several years, and I use them a lot. They're just a great investment. So I hope maybe you make it over to bsuboutiques.com, pick some of this stuff up, and go have some fun, because that's what it's about. It's about the fun. And come and join us at Bisou Boutiques Creative Group at Facebook and show us what you did. I would love to see what you do with this material. It's all uploaded to the site if you want to pick up a piece or two to play with, or make something out of an older spoon. If that's what you've got around and you have time to do that, show us some of this too. We love to see responsible repurposing. This is definitely a responsible repurposed job. Nothing in here was harmed that shouldn't have been harmed. So, it's never a bad thing to do, but we like to present options. So here are your options for today. Go play, have fun, and share it with me, won't you? And I'll see you soon.